hero's just someone who doesn't give up. Your dad said that. He was right. Now it's your turn. Go be a hero, Miles.
Okay, let's do this.
How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to my channel, The Cosmic Wonder, where we talk about all things Marvel, and today is a great day. We have some awesome new Spider-Man 3 details that we're going to get into. We'll talk about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2, and we just got a brand new trailer for Spider-Man Miles Morales, the new game announced for PS5. So if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you can get all the Marvel videos and so you can stay up to date on everything happening within the MCU. Also, for this week's weekly giveaway, I'm giving away a Deadpool Funko Pop. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment about the video down below. Now, I know a lot of people are freaking out about this. Spider-Man PS4 is one of the greatest Marvel games to offer right now. And you were able to play as Miles Morales before, but not that much. And now we have an entire game dedicated to him. And Peter Parker is most likely going to be in this game as well, just as Miles was in Spider-Man PS4. Peter Parker will most likely be in Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, what's really interesting about the timing of the release of this game is that we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 coming out in October of 2022. And of course, this is going to be starring Miles Morales with a whole bunch of other Spider-Man as well. And this just kind of tells you where Marvel and Sony's mindset is right now when it comes to Spider-Man. They are focused right now on Miles Morales. And this is something that is most likely going to bleed over into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Miles Morales making his MCU debut later on down the line. Right now we have Tom Holland playing Peter Parker's version of Spider-Man, but it's widely speculated and has actually been reported by some that we are going to be getting a live-action Spider-Verse in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this goes right along with Marvel Studios' plan for a multiverse as well that they're going to be introducing in Phase 4. They pretty much already introduced it in Avengers Endgame when they talked about the different timelines being created by going back in time and changing certain events. And the Avengers definitely did that in Avengers Endgame. They created different timelines despite Captain America going back in time, putting the Infinity Stones back right where they took them from. In fact, it's already been confirmed that the Loki series is going to have the TVA, the Time Variance Authority, in the series. And the TVA's sole responsibility is to protect different timelines from other timelines and other people from other timelines. And then when we go into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the multiverse is going to be blown up. It's going to be put into madness. And from there, the possibilities of what's going to happen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with multiple characters appearing from other universes is endless. And in fact, Spider-Man Far From Home kind of already teased the arrival and possibility of Miles Morales making a debut in the main Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Is Mr. Beck.
We could have used someone like you on my world.
New world? Beck is from Earth, just not ours. The snap tore a hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do. You're coming with us.
So the multiverse was teased, although it didn't exactly end up being true. But we all thought before we saw the actual movie that the multiverse was real. It finally made its way into the MCU, and Mysterio came from a different universe from a different Earth. And this was really Marvel's way of teasing what was to come for the MCU, because then they announced Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, confirming that the multiverse does indeed exist in the MCU. Now, right now, it's been claimed by the famous account on Twitter, Roger Wardell, the same account that was right about all of the plot leaks for Avengers Endgame, all of which were 100% true. Well, Roger Wardell is now claiming this in a recent tweet. He said, Disney understands the money-making powers of Spider-Man, while Sony is aware of being completely unable to compete with the mouse at the moment. new agreement should please many Marvel fans. So right now, Marvel and Sony are playing very well with each other. In fact, not too long ago, it was announced that there's a mysterious movie being made between Sony and Marvel, a Spider-Man spin-off. Now, right now, nobody knows what this movie could be, and it may not be a Miles Morales film, but it could be a way to introduce him, because you have to remember that the Spider-Verse for the MCU and also for Sony is expanding, and they're sort of bleeding into each other. We have characters that are crossing over now into different universes. We have Vulture, who originally appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, crossing over into the Morbius trailer, which exists in Sony's Spider-Man universe. So clearly, Marvel and Sony have a lot of big plans that they're planning to do together, and we can clearly see where their minds are at right now with Miles Morales. Now, on the other hand, we do also have some Spider-Man 3 details. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, the production on Spider-Man 3, which had already started, was shut down, along with practically all of Sony's projects and Marvel's projects as well. But the good news is that most studios have been given the green light to go ahead and resume production on their projects that had to be put on hold, and this has been given to most studios in most countries. This means that production for Spider-Man 3 can resume again very, very soon, and thanks to a recent report, we have an idea of when that will be. According to Charles Murphy from Murphy's Multiverse.com, he says that he has recently heard rumblings about the production of Spider-Man 3, aiming for a late September to early October start date. This is great because when production again resumes, we find out more about the movie thanks to some leaks, not to mention the title shouldn't be too far after that. And side note, in regards to the Spider-Man 3 title, right now since we got the new announcement of Spider-Man Miles Morales coming to PS5, a lot of people are saying that a great title for Spider-Man 3 could be Miles from Home. And there's theories going around right now that since Spider-Man is going to be on the run and he's going to need some help in the film, Miles Morales would be the perfect person to help him. Two Spider-Mans in one film. He could be from the same universe and the same Earth, or he could be from a different universe since that was kind of set up in Spider-Man Far From Home. If they do end up introducing Miles Morales in Spider-Man 3, Miles from Home would be the perfect title. But what's very interesting about Marvel Studios resuming production on Spider-Man 3 is something else that Charles Murphy heard. He said that when Spider-Man 3 starts production, Tom Holland might not actually be there for the start of it for quite some time. Tom Holland was in the process of shooting for Uncharted, another Sony film, and the studio says that they plan on beginning production for that film in mid-July. And that's only a couple of months before September when they would begin production on Spider-Man 3. Now, according to Charles Murphy, the studio is going to be stepping way outside of their comfort zone to get things done. But still, they need time for Tom Holland to film Uncharted, which means when production begins for Spider-Man 3, Tom Holland is most likely not going to be there for the start of it. Now, this could potentially be quite revealing, because if Tom Holland isn't going to be there for the start of production and filming, that means that there's a lot of other scenes with a lot of other characters that are going to be filming first. And that could mean that there could be multiple villains in Spider-Man 3 since so much filming has to happen before Tom Holland actually gets there. And this could potentially mean, and I want to stress that this is pure speculation on my part, but it could potentially mean that we could see the Sinister Six in Spider-Man 3. It's been rumored for a while now, and if they are filming multiple villains, it just makes sense. Now, recently, Marissa Tomei, who of course plays Aunt May in Captain America Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man Far From Home, has opened up a little bit about what to expect from Aunt May in Spider-Man 3. While talking to Screen Rant for her new film, The King of Staten Island, she was asked about what Spider-Man 3 will hold for Aunt May. And although, of course, she couldn't reveal much about the film, she was able to share her hopes for Aunt May's story arc in Spider-Man 3. And in the interview she said, "Well, I've had her. Director John Watts and I have always talked about her being a community organizer, and hopefully that track will expand and be a part of this one as well." Now, a community organizer in Spider-Man 3, where Peter Parker is a wanted criminal, could mean that she's going to go around in the community and get people to believe that Spider-Man is actually innocent. They know who Peter Parker is, so they're gonna know that Aunt May is his aunt. So of course the authorities are going to talk to her, but of course she's going to claim that he's innocent, and it sounds like she's going to get the community involved, the Spider-Man community that believes Spider-Man is good, and get them involved and get them all to try and help prove that he is actually innocent. So just a little tidbit about what we can expect from Aunt May's character. So a lot of exciting things happening with Spider-Man. We have a new Spider-Man Miles Morales PS5 game coming out, and for those of you who have been asking, yes, I will stream it along with the Avengers game game when they come out. Production on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 has been announced, and production on Spider-Man 3 is going to pick back up again in September or October. So let me know what you think about this news in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on everything relating to Spider-Man and of course the MCU. For live updates, you can follow me on Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.